The story is called The Recluse Ghost in the Rental Room. You know, the typical calm fall day in the Central Arkansas is where the story is based. You know, the children playing outside with games, mother cooking up dinner, getting ready for the evening, the outside with the leaves falling down, wind usually typically clutter all the leaves on the road, driveways, and etc. The fall typical day, leaves everywhere. One day, the name Robert Johnson, he was moving to Little Rock, Arkansas. Why? Because he wanted a new life, moved from Washington, D.C. He was strolling around the town looking for a home or a rental for a room. He was already starting feeling frustrated because he was walking around seeing nothing. A street named Gang Street was passing by him. Still strolling around the town. Spotted some houses. The various design architecture of the house very different. Keep strolling around, seeing nothing. Frustrating. No room for availability. Wonder, how can I survive? New town, new city, new state. Keep walking around thinking, trying one more try. Walking around, spotted a sign, but couldn't read it because the grass was overgrown, plus the sign looked like it hadn't been kept clean over ground floors. He was frustrated. He decided to be aggressive and approach the sign and clean it out and see what it says. Found out the room for rental is available, but he looked at the house, and it was all old Victorian house. It was like, it looked like it had been not kept for years and years. He was aggressive enough to approach the door. The door looked gothic, black, kind of old style door. However, the paint was already chipping off. It was the house plus the property hadn't been kept well for a long time. So he was okay, I'll knock on the door and wait for a response. But nothing was approaching. So he did it again to see if he can get a room for rent, So finally, after a little waiting, the door opened. The old man with a white beard, looking Roman kind of style nose. His eyes were baggy. He was saggy. His hair was white. A little bald on the top. What do you want, kid? Robert replied, asking, yeah, do you have a room for rental available? The old man saying, yes, we do. But it's $25 a month. Is that fine with you? Robert was like, yeah, totally, that's cheap. You can't find that in my state. Wow. You must be a swell old man. The old man replied, old man? Me? Old man? Is it a joke to you? You can either take a room or take a hike. Sheesh. What do you want? Robert replied, no. I'll take the room. I didn't mean to insult you. The man said, okay, that's good. Come on in. I'll show you the house and we'll show you your room. Robert said, okay. He following along up to the 3rd floor to the house. Looking through the keys for the room that Robert was renting, he went into the room. He was fine. He was looking around the room and spotted, it seems not the best. It's not kept clean. It hasn't been used for a long time, but still satisfied because he still had his own bathroom, his own room, But however, the windows were like all decayed, the curtain was all messed up, hasn't been used for years. Robert was looking around, telling the man, saying, "Yeah, I'll take the room." The old man saying, "Okay, give me the $25 now." Robert handed the money to the landlord now. "Oh, now I'm your landlord. Now my name is Ricky, and if anything happens, let me know." Robert said, "Okay, thank you." Robert is like looking through his room. Old man like going to the door, getting the keys out, giving it to Robert because it's his room now. So the keys only for the room, no other accessibility to the house. Robert was like, "Okay, that's fine. Thank you." The old man left. Robert was like looking around in the room trying to figure out, because he's satisfied. He still had a good bed. He tried to like go sit on the couch in the room. He was like thinking. Robert was sitting on the couch thinking, looking, and smacked the couch and the dust went everywhere. It was so dirty. Thinking about it, like, this room is really, really dirty and dusty, you know? Like, thinking, I wonder what the bed would feel like, comfortable? Can I sleep well? Getting up, going onto the bed. Noticing that the bed is clean, it like recently replaced, it looked new. He felt it very soft and comfortable. He sat on it, thinking, the bed is like all clean and nice instead of the rest of the room. He walked over to the couch again. He sat down thinking, I need to look more in this room to see what I have provided for me. Decided he was gonna get up and look around the room and saw the window. He decided to open the curtain and see the trims, all dirty and dark and all decayed, rotten. He was confused. Like all the window misty and dust is like all over the window. He was looking around in the room, trying to figure out what he wanted to do. Thinking about what to do, he decided to like go ahead and pry the window open. But he succeeded opening one and the fresh air came all the way in the room. Thinking he needed more, so he tried and pry opening the door. Finally opened them both. Decided, perfect, they're both fresh air. In the room, needed more, and they're in the room. Robert was like, He walked back into the bed, laying down, getting ready to sleep because he was tired. He fell asleep, woke up, hungry, looking at the time. Oh, it's only 7:30 at night? Robert himself was hungry, so he was thinking, he's gonna stroll in town. It was quiet night. It was very breezy, mellow night. Walking around, spotted a business around the street. One in the corner with a newspaper saying, family-owned business since 1933. Robert was like, this seems like it's old, but it's not decaying yet because it's still running, barely running. Still in business because it's family business, so typically seeing, it's still in business. So he decided to walk around to the newspaper area and paid for it. He walked to the restaurant that he ordered from the newspaper. He collected his food and saying thank you. He left back home. He was strolling around, arriving into the house. Robert notified to the landlord that he was home. The man was like, what's up? What are you doing out late tonight? Robert was like, I was hungry, decided to stroll around in town to find something to eat. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. Oh, nice. Okay, good night. The Robert said, okay, good night. He strolled up to his third floor, his room. Eating. He was satisfied afterwards. After that, he decided what he was gonna do for the night. He was gonna read the newspaper in the town that he bought. He felt cold breeze behind him. Sitting on the couch, feeling cold breeze, confused, 'cause he remembers he closed the doors before he leaves. So he was thinking, whatever. He was reading again on the newspaper, feeling the cold breeze again, thinking the heartbeat is going crazy, looking around the room, seeing nothing. Keep reading, looking around, scouting the room, something trying to prank me, playing games with me. Thinking that way, reading, looking around the room, decided to check the window just to make sure it closed. He checked it, figured it closed. So he was trying to think, like, now he's trying to figure out, but couldn't. He sat back down on the couch, clutching down onto the newspaper, being paranoid, reading it. The TV was coming on, very glimmery, can't see clear, the lines, the old fat TV, He was trying to switch over to different channels, still going glimmery, kind of like blurry kind of view, can't see it clear, switching over, frustrated, slamming the TV, like frustrated, like there's nothing working here. Whatever, turn off the TV, sat down on the couch again, just looking around, wondering, like reading the newspaper again, seeing nothing really important, but feeling the heartbeat rising because the light keeps flickering. So he's confused, like what's going on in the room, heart going fast, something's wrong, the cold sweat breaking out, looking around to the wall to make sure nothing is appearing. But spotted a blue, bright human form translation into body operation. He was confused, like his heartbeat is like rising, looking at it, and the ghost, the blue shimmering ghost, is like death. Robert didn't know what it is being deaf like. Not understanding what the ghost is saying. The ghost is trying to do gestures, trying to sign, talking to Robert. Robert shouted, I can't understand you. I'm not knowing what you're trying to say. Like trying to explain. Looking at each other so clueless of what to say to each other because they don't speak the same language. They don't sign or speak the same. They're different. So what do? That night, what did he do? Robert was like trying to tell the ghost that he couldn't understand you. The ghost was like wondering, trying to gesture again. Robert was like feeling hopeless, can't help him. He can't help him. Trying to work out something with the communication, but he can't. So Robert felt frustrated, so he decided to sit on the couch and just cover his head, closing, looking. Oh, it's gone. Looking around in the room. Where did that goat go, Got up, went to the bathroom, cold water splashing on his face, looking up to the window and the mirror. There's nothing wrong with me. I'm not drinking. I'm not taking drugs. There's nothing wrong with me. Frustrated looking, trying to figure out his intuition and knowledge, trying to figure out what's wrong. Decided, you know what, I'm gonna leave the house to feel the fresh air, to clear his mind up, walking around in town. Robert was strolling around town, looking back to the house. The house that he lives in. He was looking at it, wondering, it's old Victorian house with the Gothic door, wondering, looking up to the third floor, saw the blue light shimmering in the purple room on the third floor. No, it's still there, no. Walked back. He didn't want it, and he accidentally stepped onto a cat tail. He apologized. I didn't mean to. Sorry. He carried away to see if he can clear his mind from the house itself, the situation, feeling weird about it. So he was strolling around town, spotted saw the bar. He decided to go in. Before he went in, he strolled back into the house and seeing the house and looking at the third floor. It's not there no more. No more blue shimmering light up there anymore. He went into the bar. He went in, sat down near the other people, saw something wrong in the house. I needed to leave. I needed a drink. The bartender was like, yeah, sure. The bartender gave him to the Robert the drink. Your voice is different. Your accent is different. Are you from the East? Robert was like, yeah, I'm from the East Coast. DC. I moved Arkansas for a new life, new job, opportunity. Yeah. The waiter saying, don't worry about the people here. They're very friendly, sweet. Can you mind keep chatting with me? You're more than welcome to. Robert was like, you don't mind? Okay. They had a conversation, bartender introducing himself as Herschel. What's yours? Robert was saying, oh yeah, my name is Robert. Nice to meet you both. The bartender asked Ian, did you go around the town yet? Robert replied saying, no, not that much. I just moved. The bartender saying, it's very quiet here. It's very quiet in town. Robert agreed in saying that it's very quiet and mellow. In DC, I heard it's very hostile and rushing. No way to take a halt and break. Yeah, you're right about that, Robert replied. It happens all the time. The bartender asked Robert, you went into the bar. I recognized that you were a little anxious, scary, paranoid. What's going on? Robert said, yeah, I moved to a new house. You know, it's like an old Victorian Gothic door. The house on the street right down the hall. Yeah, I know that house. I pass it every day. You know, the neighbors, the kids, they won't pass by the house the same side of the street. They will always go over to the other side and walk over. Will never pass it during the day, even much more at night. Robert was like, anyone know the history of the house? The bartender, not really. The only thing that I know is the old man living there and used to have a little boy living there. Robert was like, when did that happen? Herschel bartender said, I can't guarantee that. I don't know the dates. Robert was like, okay, thank you. Thinking what's next for him. Robert was thinking, should I tell him or should I hold on to it? No, he decided he's gonna tell him. Robert was saying, because my room, I noticed a little boy in my room, blue like shimmering. It's hard to explain, trying to explain it to the bartender. The bartender was like, a ghost? I can't help you with that because I have no knowledge of that field, nothing. I can't help you, I'm sorry. The bartender walked off because he was thinking. He's weird. He walked away to his other spot to serve other people. Robert was confused. Whatever. He finished his drink and then the conversation that Robert and the bartender had. A lot of people in the bar heard the conversation, overheard it, and started to give him a weird look. Something's wrong with him. The bartender walked over to his coworker and spoke to him to let him know he's a little cocky and he's already drinking, something wrong with him. The other worker agreed. So Robert heard that, feeling, thought the people in Little Rock were supposed to be kind and friendly. Different message from what I'm seeing. Robert walked by and gave the paper to two deaf men. They both stopped dining and looked at him. Robert handed the note saying, "Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt your conversation. My name is Robert Johnson. I wonder, are you using American Sign Language to communicate? I wonder if you can help me." Two men looking at each other. This guy wants to know if we're using sign language. The two guys looked at each other again, saying, "He's stupid. He needs to know if we're using sign language," meaning he knows nothing about being deaf. Nothing. They decided to write him back, saying, "My name is Pat, and his name is Steven. Yes, we're using sign language. Nice to meet you." Robert took his hand. "Robert, hold on. I'll ask you one more question. Can you communicate with ghosts?" They both looked at each other, started laughing. Everyone went into that attention because of noises happening. They both looked at him like he's stupid. The bartender at the bar spoke to their co-worker, saying, "You know that man who came up to the deaf customers? The two deaf customers are the best customer we have ever in a long time, and him coming to them with a lunatic behavior, wondering if we will lose them. If you see how behavior that's weird, take him out. Take him out." Other bartender agreed with him. "We'll do that when he notices any weird behavior from Robert." The two deaf guys looked at each other and looked at Robert, just baffled. Like, Robert's stupid. Robert felt very defeated and clueless, and he felt like he asked stupid questions to these men. Pat, the other guy, he told the other deaf guy, "But what if he needed help? We offer him help." And then the other guy agreed and wrote, "What do you need help with?" Robert said, "I have a ghost in my room. He signs and gestures. I'm not understanding. Not sure if he's using sign language or gestures. I'm not sure." The two deaf guys looked at each other, wrote him back, "I think we're done conversation with you. I'm done. This conversation's over because you're a little lunatic. You had more than one beer tonight. You're too drunk to have this conversation. You saw it and think that signing, oh, okay, it's related. You're drinking too much tonight." Robert wrote back to them saying, "No, I only had one glass of beer. One." The two guys looked at each other like doubting, like, "I don't think so. You had too much tonight." Robert looked feeling frustrated and defeated, trying to figure out how he can explain his situation. The two guys was writing to him back, "We will help you if you allow us go over to your room and prove that it had the deaf ghost in the room." Robert replied while thinking, saying, "Okay, I'll agree. We'll go to the house." Pat and Steven, they talked. "Should we make a right decision, making sure we're doing this right? We're safe to go?" They were talking like back and forth, making sure they were making the right choice. They decided to go with him, walking over to the house. The three men decided to go inside the house. They walked up to the third floor. The two deaf guys were talking about. Pat told the other guy, "Let him give him a chance. Hearing people always take advantage of deaf people, so let's see if he is telling the truth. If nothing, then throw him out of the window. If it's true, and then maybe we can help him and stay." Pat was talking to Robert and writing and saying, "I'm sorry, he's very rude. He's very anxious to see if it's true bid will happen or not." So Robert was like, "It's okay." So they sat on the couch and waited. Three of them were sleeping. Robert was sleeping on the bed. Two guys were sitting on the couch, sleeping. They woke up to a cold breeze in the room. Robert woke up and the two guys woke up from the vibration, things being thrown in the room, noises, vibration, things moving around, bed shaking. Robert told the two guys that, "Shh, I hear something." Robert said, "More likely someone crying." The two deaf guys looked at each other like, okay. Have to get out of here. We have to get out. Because he's telling the truth. Two bits have a ghost here. Have to get out of here. The other deaf guy is saying, no. Let's stay. Let's see what happens. They both agreed to into their house and see what's actually gonna happen. And then a few minutes later, and then finally having the blue light appearing in the room in the human form, he noticed the boy was young. All three were shocked, looking at each other, like fascinated, like two bays appeared. The two deaf men saw the boy. Robert quickly wrote, saying, "Use sign language to communicate with that ghost. Go ahead and try that." The two guys said, "Okay, we will try and talk to him for you." So the two guys, saying Steven and Pat. One of them is frightened and won't look at him. The other one is fascinated, wanting to interact with it. One deaf guy decided to talk to the ghost, saying, "I'm signing. You need help. You need help with communication. I'm using sign language as well." The ghost voice, "Yes, I need help. I need help, please." Two deaf men said, "Okay, we'll help you. We can communicate with you and get out to you. We can work something helping you. You're fine." All these years, I suffered. The deaf couple asked, "What did you suffer from?" The boy replied, "My uncle killed me in this very room years and years ago." "What do you mean? Your uncle killed you in this room?" "Yes." "Can you please help me find my body in the basement? I can't locate where it is. Can you help me?" The boy, "Yes, please, can we go to the basement and find the body?" They all agreed. He went away. The fetus is now no more longer there. The deaf man, Pat, wrote to Robert a summary explaining what's going on, what the boy wants. He wanted us to go to the basement. Robert said, "Okay, yeah, we all can go through the basement." They went in, and it was very, very dark. Old, can hear all the creaking around the stairs. Looking at each other, knowing it's weird. A lot of old things, antiques, and just a lot of stuff laying around. Boxes, tires, and a lot of clothes, chairs. A lot of stuff is laying around in the basement. Looking around, pulling their sleeves up, looking around in the room, trying to help for the body to be found for the boy that was killed on the third floor. Looking around, they couldn't come up with anything. They couldn't find anything. The three men kept looking around. Robert spotted something on the wall with the shelf. The food cans. They have a variety, but they're all clean and recently bought. So he was confused. Why is it so clean while everything else is dirty and it's not organized? He's confused, He's still looking around in hope to find the body. Until Robert was like, "Ooh." Told the other guy, "Ooh, I hear someone coming." The two guys were frightened. Robert looked up to the stairs and see the door opening. Who's at the door? Landlord, the old man. "I knew I caught you." To Robert, "You can't be in here. I know you moved in just to take advantage and thief. I have a police here with the landlord." The landlord was telling the police, saying, "Go ahead and arrest them because they're trying to steal from my property and my house. They came into That afternoon, acting for a rental room, I knew something was off about him to the police officer. The police said, okay, he scurried down the stairs, putting the gun back into his pocket and get the handcuffs out to arrest them because they're arrested for thief. The landlord is standing off for a man, looking at the landlord, curiously saying to the landlord that someone's standing behind you. Don't want to kill you, but someone's behind you. Getting all scared by looking, saying, no, responded to that as the paranoia, like, no, like I can't see that person, and took the cop's gun and decided to shoot at the ghost 6 times. The police was like confused, trying to figure out, the old man started acting a little bit more suspicious. Robert tried to explain to the police and the landlord, saying, no, I'm not here to thieve. I'm here to help one boy who died here that is deaf ghost that is from the 3rd floor, trying to explain how to figure out to find his body, and then the landlord acting a little bit weird. Even more, acting like he's hiding something from the police and the 3 other men that's in the room in the basement. The ghost decided to walk down the stairs, approaching the uncle and the old man landlord. The landlord, what did he do? He's like, no, don't hurt me. I'm sorry. Don't hurt me. Please, don't. The ghost was just standing there bluntly looking at everyone in the room, Robert just figuring out what's going on. And this young boy said that his uncle killed him. I wonder if you know about it. Landlord was nervous, thinking about going ahead and admit, yes, I'm the uncle. I'm the one who killed him many years ago. Robert said, you killed him? You killed him. He replied, yes. The boy said, I want you to help me find my body. It is behind the walls of that shelf. I'm inside the secret room. I need the tools to get. The landlord saying, okay, told the 3 guys where it was, the toolbox, to start taking the walls down. After succeeding taking the wall down, cleaning everything out, the police told the 3 men going ahead and go in the room and investigate while the police making sure that the landlord doesn't disappear. The 3 men replied saying, okay, go ahead and take the chance to go in the room. The 3 were confused. The room was very messy and dusty. It was like all over the room. Like, wow. Saw the blanket in the corner of the room. Robert and the 2 deaf guys looked at each other, saying this could be it. Went over to the body and found the skeleton remaining and shouted over to the police and saying, found the body. So he was talking to his department. Found out, yes, it is the body that related to the boy. Then the medical investigator came and confirmed that he had a fracture in the head. So the police and the 3 guys asked the landlord, why did you kill him? Why? Robert asked the landlord, like, did you actually kill him? Like your nephew? Like you actually killed him? The landlord replied with so much guilt, I am guilty for murdering my nephew. He's deaf, so I couldn't communicate, and I did insult him, fighting him on the 3rd floor, fighting with him on that day because his family didn't take responsibility for him, so he took him in. He insulted him deaf and dumb. He can't read or write. Robert and the 3 other men, shocked by his response, So you murdered him because he was deaf and couldn't write or read? But you said he was a very bright child. It doesn't make sense why you killed him. Yes, he is very, very bright child, but my drinking problem got in between and decided to lash out my behavior by anger and killed him right on the spot in the third floor two or three times using the liquor bottle. The landlord explaining to three men that he was usually having drinking problem. He drank every single day, so that led to the argument, the fighting between the nephew named David and the landlord, his uncle. Fighting, why? Because that boy was tired of him drinking, causing and lash out behaviors. So after that argument happened, the murder happened on the first floor. The uncle found out he was dead, so he wrapped up in the blanket and brought him to the basement into that secret room, and the wall was up. And ever since, over the years, no one knew because he just suddenly disappeared from nowhere. Like, no one knew where he was, what happened, or how. No one knows. No one knew where he was. The landlord said, yes, I used to drink, but now, ever since that day happened, I stopped. Not even touched one single drop of their liquor. So you stopped drinking because you felt guilty all along for murdering your nephew? Yes, I admit, yes. Okay. You are under arrest. You know the ghost boy? The blue shimmering light with the human apparition? Smiled. Finally felt satisfied that his body was found. The landlord admitted it. And finally getting his justice. Looking at the landlord, thinking, okay, appearing him and entering the body of his uncle. And then now, the uncle was confused. He relapsed and passed out, woke up, all of the three other men looking, trying to figure him out with the police officer, what's wrong. And then the landlord and the uncle started signing like he's mastered at it. And now, the blue ghost is now joined with the uncle and the landlord. Thank you for watching. Love you guys.